What's that? We only have one more? Okay. Okay. That's fine. We'll go this weekend. Hey Jack, how's it going? Welcome in. Test. Lunch. That's right. Welcome in, everybody. My name is Josh. This is the Gaming Joy channel, and the camera's not connected. Hold on. Shoot. Booyah. Do that. Better. I'm here. Hold on, I can't even hear anything. Not that you guys, I can hear you, but you know. Welcome in, Jack. Welcome in, Travis. And welcome in, J Meister. Welcome in. We are going to do some testing. Let's turn the wheel on. You can see the startup sequence of the wheel. It does a little flashy lights. And we're good to go. Welcome in. My name is Josh. This is the Gaming Joy channel, and we are going to do something little different today. Well, not really different, but you know, something new. Or I don't know, it's not even really new. One of my most watched live stream videos that I did live and was rewatched a lot back on 22 was my kind of modder's perspective map tour of Mason County by Poor Boy, and this one's gonna follow the same kind of thing. Why? See, as soon as I click on the hat thing, it puts my hat back on. So I don't know why it keeps giving me not a hat. Well, here we are in Moss Valley, and this is Moss Valley, and this is a new map. So here's your look at the PDA. We're just going to pause right here. Actually, let's turn the time down a little bit. We're going to look at the PDA really quick. We started in new player mode. I started with $1 million just in case I want to buy some stuff. But we start off in new farmer. With the main farm, which is right here. We can zoom in. This is the main farm. We've got two big, huge fields. And this map speaks to me for two reasons. And I actually will probably do something on this map. I don't know what, but we'll do something. It speaks to me for two reasons. Number one, there's not a flat piece of land, like level and flat, anywhere on the map. It just does not exist, which is amazing. I love it. And you can also see that if we come down here and we highlight grass, there's a lot of grass fields. And I think we have some other fields as well. I'll highlight everything. I don't know why I had some stuff turned off. But as you can see, we've got a lot of the other new crops. We happen to have red beets and parsnips. We have only carrots. That's good. We don't have any red beets. Oh, that's fantastic. But, I mean, that's a redonkulous amount. Which one's carrots? That's a redonkulous amount of carrots. And we'll go around that part of the map at some point. But the other thing about this map I like is this. There's a lot of grass fields. And this isn't all of the grass fields. That's the best part for me. One secret thing, it's not so secret, but you start off with this field right here, which I don't understand. And you start off with this field, which I don't understand. They're kind of like really far away from your main plot, but you start off with them. But they're not grass field, they're meadow, which is just a little odd. But that's the way you started originally. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and buy this field across from our place, because this is a really cool grass field. I'll buy this one for fun, and then we're going to buy one other field, but I'm not going to buy it until we get there. All right. So I did play this map in 22, and I started off in like my typical, I'm going to start from scratch. I'm going to start with nothing. I thought about doing that, and then I changed my mind, and I rebuilt the main farm. Not really rebuilt, but I redid all of the machinery, and I got all my own machinery. I was doing like a Valtra and Rostelmash theme with the machinery, which was really fun, but none of that stuff exists in 25 yet, so whatever. And then I started going around the map and doing one of the most fun things that I like to do, which is mowing grass. And do you see this field right here? This one right here? It doesn't have anything in it, but this is the map border. So if you think of this line right here, let me see if I can put it on the side of the screen. If I put the map border on that side of the screen, and I put the bottom map border on that side of the screen, like just gonna nestle it in right there. Okay, so left border, southern border. That's where the actual map borders are. And do you see all of these grass fields that are here? Grass field, forest, grass field, empty field, grass field, grass field, grass field, grass field, grass field, grass field, grass, 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 grass right here, grass right here, grass right here. All of those are real fields. If we look at the other side of the map, I'll put it over on this side of the monitor. That's where the edge of the map is. So we have this field, this field, this field, this, 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 this. Like there's so many grass fields around the outside boundary of the map. It's insane. And they're all playable. And there's one buy price to buy them all. And it's the best investment you can make. But let's look around the farm. So I'm sure if you haven't seen it already, Scroft has a really awesome map tour. I'm going to not really do a map tour, but I'm going to do a map tour at the same time. One thing about this map that you should know is that the author, VR Modding, made most of the buildings himself. So all of these are custom buildings. He made them all. His own buildings, his own textures. But they're also made to FS22 standards. So, like, the building looks nice, but it's could be better. But, like, this garage door doesn't open. It's just there, you know, so that's fine. But you start off with, this is your house right here. And then this is the farm. And I don't know why dude here is on my farm, but this is my farm. So this is the farm you start off with. And personally, I think it's decorated really well. The only one comment I have about the decoration is it looks like when he converted over to 25, he replaced all of the grass on the map with this height of grass. Now you'll notice as we get into some of the grass fields, the grass is pretty tall. I like the grass on this map. I think it looks great. It's very green, very vibrant. But then you get these patches that look like they should have short grass. Like, I think this right here, just to, like, you know, not really, but kind of nitpick, I think this would look way better. And I know it would take a lot of work, so I'm not saying it's like it's missing. But I feel like this should be like this. Right? It's restricted because that NPC, whatever. Like some of the, like these patches here that are like lower patches should be, right? They should be just shorter grass. They shouldn't be empty. But the problem is I'm painting in meadow here, and this is grass. And so there's this weird differentiation on this map with meadow and grass. And it's been there since the beginning, since 22. It's always been there. I'm going to move my head down a little bit so it's at the bottom. But that's just kind of how it is. I actually worked with VR back in 22, but before he made the first major update to the map. And originally, when you did this on the map, the entire map lit up like a light bulb. The whole map was grass. What that caused is that some of these fields over here, you'll see, they can easily be merged together if you merge over the border. And then I worked with him and I gave him tips on how to fix it. So yeah, welcome in Fuji Thor. I see you coming in, and CBW, welcome in. So here's the map. It's a very, very tight form, right? Like super tight. Like what do we say? The Massey? Which one's bigger, do you think? The Massey or the New Holland? I actually like the New Holland better. So we're going to take the New Holland. We're going to drive around. So why is my wheel not working? Wheel's not working. Hold on. Save. Here. Hold on. My wheel's not working. I don't know what's going on. Let's do this. Hit house. I don't know why the wheel's not working. You know what it is? I think I turned the wheel on when the game was already running. So let's quit out of the game real quick, and then we'll jump back in. I saved, right? Sorry, folks. Here's Pit House. And Pit House doesn't even know which wheel I have. What do you mean disconnected? Oh, that's why. I don't think I plugged it in. Hold on. All right, there we go. It would help, Josh, if you plugged in the steering wheel before trying to use it. That would be super awesome. Oh my gosh. Yes, there's some really narrow roads on there, and there's some decent sized fields. So if you are not a fan of narrow roads, maybe it might not be for you. And there's a big fields, which is a good thing. But they're not, like, crazy big. They're just big. Actually, no, some of them are crazy big. The one benefit, as we wait for my game to start, because it takes forever and a week to start. I don't know why, it just does. The one big benefit is that there's no collisions on all of the hedges. So, if we were talking about a map with super tight roads and collision on the hedges, it would be a whole other story. But there's no collision on the hedges. So, and the fences have collisions, but the hedges don't. You'll see places where there's fences and hedges and stuff like that. So we'll get into it. Hey, Grumpy Gray and Jay's Virtual Gaming, welcome in. Sorry, I started the game wanting to use my wheel, but I forgot to actually plug in the USB for it, which is pretty dumb. Start. Okay, I'm just going to tab over to the New Holland. And so, like, this is the... this is how to get this New Holland out. Like, it's tight. Like, this machine just feels like way too big to be in here. But you got some cool stuff on the farm. You got this little turnaround here. You've got a silage pit over here. Actually, I want to see one thing. Let's go into this. One thing I didn't like about this farm, and I'm going to see if I still don't like it. I'm a feeling I don't. Farm clutter. Oh, nice. So there is a farm clutter now. You couldn't sell all of this clutter before, but now you can. So let's sell it, see what happens. And so now the farm's much cleaner. There's still some clutter. Not very much. But there's still some clutter, so it's not too bad. But the last version of it, you couldn't sell the clutter. The one other thing to note is that there's a windmill, actually 2 windmills now, on the farm, but I don't know if they gain you money. I don't know how to tell that. I think that's one thing that Giants is missing out on, not the map, but Giants, where you don't really know if you're making money from stuff. So actually, has he made more stuff? Let's look. I don't know. So originally in the original version of the map, you couldn't remove a lot of stuff. Let's see what's removable. So this shed removable, silos removable, removable. Ooh, wow. Look at that. Even the house is removable and you make some money off of it. So if you want to do a complete like tear down, good job. It looks like oh, the silo comes with that house. So those are connected. And this silo is connected. So it looks like he's made everything. Not everything. The chicken coop is not sellable. We should note that down. The Moss Valley main silo you can't sell. So this main silo you cannot sell. It looks... I don't know if this main silo is connected to these things right here. I don't think it is. So that might not be removable. Pigs, chickens, pigs, and chickens. There's a lot of chickens and pigs on this farm. So I hope you like chickens and pigs. And then the silos. Small wind turbine is sellable. Big wind turbine is sellable. So yes, you can sell everything on this farm. Can you sell your house? Yes, you can sell the house too. Look at that. So just about everything is sellable. And we own, just so we can look at it from a map perspective, a little bit closer up. We should own all of this land. 34. No. 86. So 86, you own this whole farm here. You own all of the land. You can sell it all, including, I don't know if you saw that, if we go back in construction real quick. But there's a nice little grass field right here that's like meadow grass that you can mow and make some money off of if you need something to feed the not cows. Oh, and this is cows. So you have cows, you have a cow barn, you have 2 pig barns, and 2 chicken coops. And it's a pretty tight farm, but it's not bad once you get used to it, in all honesty. And yes, Jack Sarge, I got this beta version directly from the map maker. So VR Modding is the map maker, and he has this available publicly in his Discord. It is not like a leaked copy or anything. But this right here, actually, let me go back right up here. Right about here. this is one of my favorite parts about this map. I love, on this map, I love the sight lines. It's one of the really cool things off. Yes, it's only 60K, 61K for that farm, and you can sell almost all of the buildings off. I think the only thing you can't sell is the silo. I'll report that the silo isn't sellable. I'll let him know, and hopefully he'll make it sellable. He's still making edits. But I love the sight lines on this map. Like we're looking over there, that's a forest that you can cut down. Those fields over there that you see in the distance, like way off in the distance, those are all part of the map. Those are all fields that you can buy and or farm on. And then the grass fields that are right up against the border at the edge of the map, those are also fields you can buy and turn into other fields if you want to. They're just not numbered. And then you look over this way. You have this big forest here with lots and lots of spruce trees, all of which you could buy the forest and sell. So the whole map, you can buy the whole map, including all of the outsides, including the roads. I don't remember where the road network is. Is it this one? I think it's this one. I can't tell. I think you can also buy the roads. So like the whole map is buyable, right? And you've got some really big fields here ready to harvest. We might be harvesting some of them soon. Oh no, crop destruction's on. Let me turn crop destruction. I can't stand crop destruction. It's the one setting that I just don't like. Especially if I'm just doing a playthrough. Back. Alright, so let's go do a quick drive around the map, and I'm not going to pull into every place. And let me show you the rest of the farm, sorry. We'll do a quick drive run after. So this is like one of my favorite sheds. This like dual layer, dual level shed where you have a lower part here and then you have an upper part here. And yes, it's tight. Yes, you're going to need some like vehicles with four-wheel steering to get into some of these corners, but it's pretty cool. This is the cow barn, which is nice. The cows stay in this area. They don't have a pasture. So if you like more of a pasture type farm, this might not be for you. But it is what it is. And then this is the trigger for the cow barn. You have this chicken coop barn custom building, which is really nice. You have your trigger to dump into the chicken silo. This is for the chicken silo itself. This is the fill for the main silo. It's the pipe right here. The main silo is an odd one. This is the one that's going to turn some people off. But this trailer is parked over the dump grate for the main silo. So this whole thing right here, main silo. The dump grate is inside this building, which is kind of weird. But there's plenty of room here to turn and back up. I mean, it's not a big deal. Is this door open? And then you have this, like, again, a dual section barn where you have this area right here with a workshop trigger and your harvester. And then you have around on this side, you have the other side of the same building with, you know, the header for the harvester, which is great. You've got... And then the other thing that's in here, so you've got these really short sheds, which are great for tools and implements. You got those for tractors. And one of the other fun ones, which I actually spent a lot of time using, is this right in here. We're going to take the Merlot and go in. Because you need the Merlot. So if you come here, turn here, open this door. Open this door. So when I played on this map, I actually used this, but this is like a storage shed. And all the doors open, but I use this as bale storage. It's not an actual bale storage, but I actually used it as bale storage. And you need a small telehandler to get in there. And so, like, you need a telehandler to to get around these corners like this. You need four-wheel steering to get in and out. But yeah, it's pretty intense. Pretty sharp corners. This side of the farm is all decorative. There's nothing actually going on over here. I'm inside of a building again. Hold on. Merlot's stuck. This side of the farm is pretty decorative. This building is here. I think he's replicating a real farm. But all the buildings over here are all decorative. They're not usable. I don't think, unless I'm wrong. Yeah, that building is not usable. This building, not usable. I'll have to let him know that the building's floating. There's a weird point right here where that window is supposed to be reflective. There's a gap underneath. Minor things, and then also the fuel tank is in this corner here, which is just weird. Weird place for it. So it's a super tight farm, but it's a different farm, and some people are gonna like it, some people are not. Let's go take a quick drive around the map. Yes. So, can your Case Steger quad track fit in that? I don't think so. You could definitely make a great looking farm on that land if you sold everything. Yeah, you could do anything you want on that land. But remember, the land is very hilly. It's not flat. It is not a good farm if you like flat farms. It's very, very open. I'm sorry, it's very, very tight. And you're not going to be able to open it up very much because it's just so tightly knit. So if you look on our left and right, this is the grass field. This is what I mean about the grass texture being very bright. There's lots and lots of grass fields on this map, and they're all using a custom grass texture that's a bit more green and vibrant than the base game. If we go into our... Well, we're talking really, really tight roads. Like this, like, you're not getting a big rig down this road safely. Especially with some of the twists and turns. I've driven into that lake more times than I can count. But, you know, just in case, there's no collisions on the hedges. So if you happen to run into something, no big deal. There's no collisions on the hedges. The water sources can be used as water. You can get water out of them. And then this right here, you can see the two different heights of the grass. This grass and this, I don't remember if this is actually grass or not, but this is the field grass. This is regular grass. I don't know if you mow this or not, if it'll create a field. We're going to find out. Right over here on our left, you see those bales there, which are not really very pretty, but that's your bale sell point right there on the corner. There's no markers on the ground, but this is your bale sell point. It looks like it has some scaling issues. Like, that's a very, very old texture. These look okay, I guess. And then there's another thing here, which is I reported. Well, actually, did I report this? I forgot to report this one. I don't have to report this. But if you look, there's something going on here at the bale sell point. What I mean by that is, if you look here, I'm not on the ground at all. I'm above the ground, and I'm driving in water. So I'm getting splashes, but it doesn't show up, but it's there. It's very, very... I don't know what's going on here, but my tires are all wet because I've driven through water. So there's something odd going on right there. I don't know what it is. But yeah, there's something odd. So luckily, I can drive through hedges all day long. Because this is a tight, tight map. But it is fair for it being a UK style map that this is the way things are in the UK, I guess. I suppose. This is another farm which I think you could buy and use. It has a lot of storage on this farm. This like four zone storage shed I really like. But I don't think he's included any of these custom sheds or buildings in the construction menu. So let me actually look. I could be wrong. I hope he did. No, see, none of these buildings exist as custom sheds. which would be really great because he put a lot of work and effort into making custom buildings for this map. But like this little mini farm here, you can delete the farm clutter, you can delete the house, you can delete the barn, you can delete the shed. You could make your own little farm here too if you want. So he has given you some opportunities. And there's at least 2 plots on the map that are just empty, ready for you to build. There's a nice little pond here over to our right, which looks really nice. And then at this end of the map, scroll over here, go down here. This is one of your sell points, I believe, if I remember correctly. And this right here is basically a dead end. So the road ends right here. You pull around right here, I believe, if I remember correctly, and you loop through. And this right here is one of the sell points. I don't remember which one it is. It's not marked, but this is a sell point. I'm not sure. But here's one of the things I wanted to mention, right? So I'm a new player. I'm driving around. Let's open this gate. If we look at the map, where I am, I see a big, huge field off to my left. And then I see a field by the lake. And then I see some fields past the lake. But if we look at our map, where we are, we're down here in the bottom left of the map. This field is buyable, 52 grand. The prices are cheap, especially for the grass fields. Even this one, 2.8 hectares, 60 grand. So it looks like it's about 25K per hectare. But this big field right here that I could drive into, which is a significant amount of grass in this field. Like, this is all open land. You can get to it. You can drive through it. It's grass. You could mow it if you wanted to. Except for the slight cliff off the edge. Because it's kind of the edge of the map. This is not part of the map, which is odd to me. Because you could have made this a field as a map developer. Now, you can have access to this field. So if we, where is it? Right here, 106. This field 106 is right here on the edge of the map. And if you click on 106, you can see what it highlights. 106 it's a grass field, highlights this, all of these grass fields along the edge of the map. This big, huge field that is unnumbered. This field, all of these fields, all the way around the edge of the map. There's so much grass in those fields. Most of them have access of some kind, whether it's driving through a shed or not. Most of them have some kind of access. And it's only like it's like 360K or something like that to buy all of them. So it's doable. But the biggest thing I love about this map is the rolling hills and just the really nice open rolling hills and the sightlines. Like if I come here, remember we were at our farm, so we're looking back at our farm, which is super far away, but you can see it. See what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why. To me, this map has some of the best sightlines of any map that I've ever played on. I love it. And because you could look around at any point and see really, really far on the map, and you see what's around you versus a lot of maps where you're closed off and you can't see anything, or it's perfectly flat and all you can see is what's directly in front of you. The ground, and like this little thing by the pond is not land you can buy. Like it's just like I feel there's a few missed opportunities, if anything. But let's just go across the field. Let's pretend that we're driving around, and I'll show you a few more places on the map, and then we'll maybe do a little bit of farming. And I'll show you one of the things that is very curious to me that I don't really like, but I'll show it to you. So probably the one thing about this map that I don't like, and there are a few things, and that's just my opinion, not necessarily yours, but like look at this, look at the size of this field. Look at the size of this grass field. Like, If we play the game Rusty likes to play, how many bales do you think I can get off this field? What, 20? 30 bales at least? Or this field right here. How many bales? 20, 30, 15 bales? Right? Like, those are not actual fields. They're not included in the farmlands. Here's another farm. This is the animal dealer right here. It looks a little bit like a construction site, which is kind of funny. But here we have our animal dealer with live animals. So it's going to be one of our first maps that we've seen with live animals at the animal dealer. Careful of this sign. It has some weird collisions. I reported that already. The one thing I want to note is we can see it right here, and I'll show you what I mean. The one thing I want to note about this map is this was reported as a bug, but I don't know if the map author is going to do it or not. So you see how the road has this like very sharp edge lip to it. This map was built with the old roads, so the FS22 roads, because it comes from FS22, right? That's where he built this map and what the version of the game he built this map for. But to me, this is off-putting. Like this super peak thing, it's part of the road. But I think that if he just turned this road into a decal instead of being, it's called a terrain decal. It's a new feature that's in part of FS25. And I'll show you what the decals look like. If he turned the road into a decal, it would be less smooth. And he would have to make sure that the ground underneath it was smooth, which I believe it is for the most part. Would also mean that you wouldn't have, it would look more natural. I think that was the goal of the terrain decals. So this is what a terrain decal looks like. So I've had this experience on my mods. You ever seen these little things that are floating? Like right here. These are the warning stripes where stuff spawns. Totally normal. You've seen that before. See, they're floating slightly. I guess Giants realized that was a bug. And so they have a little checkbox you can check inside GE to turn a flat thing like this into a decal. So it basically, the game renders it on whatever ground is underneath it. And it contours to the ground when you do it. And so you can see right here, this is not actually two textures. What this is, whoops, is the thing on top is the warning stripe, the original warning stripe. And then the one underneath is the terrain decal. But to get it to work right, you have to click a checkbox that says that the warning stripe, the original one, is not renderable, but use it as a decal instead. So there's two checkboxes to click. In this instance right here, he clicked one of them, but not both. In this instance right here, he didn't click both. And so there's a few places on the map where the decals and textures are weird. Like this trigger should be moved out a little bit. But overall, I still love the look of the map. I think it looks really nice. Overall, this map is looking great, Rusty. If you like this map at all in 22, you'll like it in 25 as well. Because it's essentially the same exact map in 25. This right here, I believe, is the spinnery. And again, same issue. The little warning stripes are floating. We can come in. That's where you dump. And this thing is so close to the wall that you almost can't see it. But if we come in here, this is the dairy. We'll buy the dairy. And the dairy is an upgraded dairy. Nope. This one. Robin's Dairy Products. And it makes everything. Goat milk. All the goat stuff. Buffalo milk, goat milk, and everything that comes with it. Butter, cheese, chocolate. Blah, blah, blah. It makes everything. Which is nice. One other thing to note is he did make all of these buildings custom. But the hedges, even these squarish looking hedges, also don't have collisions. So don't worry about running into stuff. There's no collisions on anything. So I can just willy-nilly just drive straight across farms. Personally, these higher, taller hedges, I don't really like the look of them. I think they're a little too tall, but, you know, To each their own. And I think that there's so much usage of the very tall grass everywhere that it feels very kind of samey. These walls do have collision, and the fences do have collisions. But yeah. And then we've got this nice dirt tracks, like kind of 2-track roads every once in a while. These fields over to my left are the 2 fields you start off with for some reason. Why over here? I don't know. It was like that in 22 also. If anyone else wants to tour this track today, tour this map today, go look at it in 22. It's almost exactly the same. There really isn't much change. It's just been upgraded, for the most part, to 25 standards. And this little dirt track here takes you past a couple really big fields. Again, there's lots and lots of grass work on this map to do. And it takes you right back to our farm. And then we'll tour the other side of the map. And then that's pretty much it. It's a big map, and there's lots of fields, but there's also lots of very, very big fields. Way bigger fields than any of the base game maps, I think. Except maybe Hutan. Hutan might have a couple fields that are of equal size. But like, for a starting farm field, I mean, look at this. Look at the size of that wheat field. And then look at the size of this barley field. They're huge. And if you're going to harvest those with a 6-meter header, like, that's going to take a while. Let's do this. Let's switch. I'm going to leave this here. We're going to switch to the Massey. And we're going to do the rest of the tour on the Massey. Kind of turn really tight. Alright, here we go. And then this is going the other way, going north. Let's put up the big map so you see where I'm going. We're going like north-ish from the farm. So we kind of did that loop over there on the right side of the map. The white line is the roadway. And we're going to head up here, do the loop up on this side of the map, and kind of check things out from over here. There is a secondary farm right here. And as far as I know, all of the vehicles and trash and stuff like that is removable. All the buildings are usable. This farm is also very, very tight. Let's zoom in as we drive through it. There are a bunch of fences in places. But it looks like another cow barn here. Some buildings. Fuel, a house. The fuel seems kind of in the middle. I would have put that near the wall. I'm not sure why it's there in the middle. That's kind of weird. The covered silage clamps, which look really awesome. And one of our NPCs is here. Just standing outside this house. And this is like a dead end road here, so I have to actually turn around. Get out of my way, dude. Travis, I am liking the steering wheel. Oh, and then the rest of the farm has a little construction spot on it, but it's decorative. This is not one of the construction projects. There's a little, what's that called? A couple more sheds. Lots and lots of storage on this farm with a different look to it. And again, the thing that I feel like is missing, there would be a huge bonus to this map, would be taking all of those custom buildings and turning them into placeables. I think that's a big, big miss. I think if you... and this isn't something that a lot of map authors do. And this is just my perspective on it, so take that as you will. But a lot of map authors will do a lot of work to create custom buildings, and then they don't turn them into placeables. And what that creates is a map you can't customize. So like Comsden. Originally Comsden, the first version of Comsden, you couldn't remove any of the farm buildings. Everything was stuck there. Here's our BGA, by the way. Small digester to dump right there. There's two dump points for there's a dump point right here for the digester, and then right here in the dirt is the dump point for the slurry. But it's a smaller BGA. It's not very big, if I remember correctly. Let's go buy it. You should have enough money. $444,000 for a 99 kilowatt BGA. That's a lot of money for the BGA. And it's slow too. So I would definitely speed that one up a little bit. But yes, Travis, I'm loving the steering wheel. Especially when I'm streaming. I don't really use it too much when I'm not streaming, but when I'm streaming, it's well worth it because I feel like I'm more active. Here's one of the sell points on the map. This is a pretty common sell point. This is the bakery. It's set up weird though. Whereas this is the bakery, right? And that's the spawn point out front. Again, the triggers are floating. And then this is the dump point in the back, which is a super tight coming through here connection. There's also no collisions on this dump crate. So take that as you will. You're not going to get back here with a big rig. You're going to have smaller tractors, smaller trailers. And it's one of the places where this map is... It's like got a weird duality to it, right? Where a lot of the map is really tight, really small, but then you've got really, really big fields, which creates an interesting challenge where you're challenged by not being able to have big vehicles, but at the same time, you have to have big vehicles to deal with the really big fields. So there's that gap, right? It's going to be your vehicle choice on this map is going to be very important. This is all decorative equipment. You can't use or get into any of this stuff. They're not real. They're just models. And if you look at them like this, you can tell that they're not real. They're just put here for decoration. I like it though. I like the fact that it's a dealership that has decorations around and it looks real. You can walk into the dealership. There's a dude right here who's got his coat on in the middle of the summer. There's two more dudes just staring at the shelf. That's cool. But you can go into the dealership. That's cool. I like that. This is the dealership. When stuff spawns, it spawns this way. And then up the hill from the dealership is going to be a couple of our last things, and then we're going to take a country road somewhere and finish the rest of the map. So then there's a greenhouse area on the Moss Valley Garden Center. These are not real greenhouses. I wish they were. They're not. They're just decorative. And I believe there's a sell point up here, or one or two sell points, if I remember correctly. Yeah, there's a sell point over there for manure and whatnot. I think there's a bale sell point there. But you can't actually buy and use these greenhouses. They're just decorative. It would be even better if you would buy this land and suddenly you had eight or nine greenhouses. That would be pretty cool. But alas, that's not the way it is. This lot right here next to us, 105, which I'll drive through real quick. This is, I think, intended to be one of the buildable lots. It's a pretty big, kind of squarish lot just by the BGA. So this would be a good place to purchase and either set down your own production buildings or maybe even build a farm. It's relatively flat, not complete. Nothing on this map is flat, but it's inexpensive. 16K for an empty lot. Like even if you just bought this and then plowed it in and put a field in here, it's a field for 16K. So land on this map is inexpensive, which I think opens up your options for more to do and more to see and more to experience. And then up here at the end of this turnaround, again, really, really tight roads. You've got to really enjoy those tight European roads. Up at the end here, we've got... It's a loop. Doesn't look like it looks like it's just going to dead end, but it's a loop. Coming in here. And then my camera is going to make it hard to see. And then this is the last farm on the map. This last viable player farm. And I'll turn into it if I can. Again, we have a little bit of a more normal player farm here. We've got, again, lots of custom buildings that are not placeable or purchasable. We've got lots of storage. We've got what looks like, is that pigs right here? No, that's horses. Horses. We've got a big storage shed. And you've got the horse riding ring there. And the weird thing is again, up here, Farm 87, we're up here. You buy Farm 87, you get this grass field here and then the riding ring there. But if you look, here, look clearly. Let me zoom in real quick. If I'm not clicking on the field, this is the part that I really like about this map. This is a satellite photo, a real life satellite photo. And you've got shed building with a red roof. You've got another one over here. You've got this big storage shed here, grass around, trees. This is an accurate representation of a real world location. And I think that he's done an amazing job taking a DEM, like a real life location that has satellite photos, and making a map out of it. This is not just in his mind. This is the real how it looks. If you don't like how it looks, then, well, you're saying that you don't like how something in real life looks. Which, I mean, you're either going to make a map that's fictional and do whatever you want, or you're going to make a map that looks like real life. This looks like real life. Calmsden looks like real life. Some of the stuff that Oxygen David does, like Court Farms, is a representation of a real life farm. So this is a real life farm, a real life location, and he's done his best to recreate it. Now, the thing I will point out is that this grass up here, this grass over here, all this grass over here, all of this grass over here is all usable. You can get it all by purchasing down here, Farmland 106. And you get everything around the borders. All of this stuff. And some of it is like, yeah, there's nothing there. But here and here and here, there are definite fields there. And we can just drive through them all. And I'm going to do that right now because it's fun. They're not perfectly flat. They're nice and rolly hills. But again, accurate DEM representation. DEM, by the way, in case anyone doesn't know, DEM refers to Digital Elevation Model. It's a digital representation of the curves of the Earth, essentially, put into a digital form, and map makers will use that to recreate a map. So, like, these fields that I'm driving through, these are not, like, this is not a field that you can buy, unless you buy that field 106. Oh, I'll have to point this out. Oh. Yeah. You got some floating trees here. Hold on. But they're off the edge of the map, so I don't think he's going to care too much. But let's HUD. And let's take a screenshot. Actually, let's not turn face sheet. Oh, sorry, what am I doing? HUD, we're testing. So HUD, we're showing where I am, we're showing where I'm facing. Print screen. Okay, I'll send him a picture of that. Because you can't buy where those trees are, they're off the map, but you can buy this forest. And you could do forestry in this forest. If I can make it through the forest without hitting any trees. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Hit the wrong button. I like how the forest has a lot of undergrowth. Personally, I like forests like that. I find them more challenging and less just super easy. We are doing something on purpose over here, I swear. And then the last building to look at, and there's one more farm actually, is right up here. So this last building to take a look at, which is a sell point, and I believe, I don't know if, what just happened? Oh, I drove too deeply in the water. But did you see how it kind of teleported me to the shop? That was funny. Reset. Careful, that pond is very deep, but it's not really part of the map, so I don't think anyone's gonna care. I'm just gonna run for now. This sell point right here this is the dump grate for the sell point, which you have to back into, or do a really close turn and side dump to the right. Well, yeah, there's that. And then this is right up the hill from our farm, so we follow this road home. Again, one of the fun things about this map is all the sight lines and like where you can see for the distance, and it just looks good. And some of it is actual farms, and some of it's actually off the map. And to some level, it's a little bit hard to tell. This is your last farm area. So this plot of land, and I believe you can get rid of the trash, these diggers and stuff, when you buy the land. But this plot of land is also buyable. Pretty cool. So he has a couple of built-up farms that you can buy, and a couple of empty plots that you can do whatever you want with. So there's a lot of opportunity on this map. And for, you know, depending on what your style of playthrough is, or style of gameplay. And then if we follow, where's the road? Road's right here, I think. Or I'm just gonna run across fields forever. Nope, field. I'll follow the road back to where it leads. So to get up to that sell point, there's one way to get there, and that's this road right here. And I'm just going to run it for now, because I lost my truck. It's just this dirt road. And again, when you're in a truck... Actually, can I... You know what I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And I'm going to do... Whoops. Get back to where we were. We were running down this road. Bruce's Gaming, welcome in. We are finishing up our little tour of Moss Valley. And so there's this back road, dirt road, to get up to this sell point. This sell point is not easy to get to. It's going to take some work. I mean, there is a quote-unquote dirt road, but it's not a great dirt road. I would have loved to see the new dirt road texture that is available from Giants on this road. I think it would have made it look a little bit better, but it looks fine. But it's just this big, long dirt road off in the middle of nowhere. But like as you drive around, the reason I'm in with my camera so far zoomed out is just... I'm just going to drive through the fields. The sight lines are so awesome. Like the way things dip and grow, and I don't know, all of it. It's so cool. I really like how everything is laid out and how everything ties together. I just really, really like it. But let's head back to the farm, and we're gonna actually, what do we want to do? I want to mow one of those fields, and we're gonna put the mowers that this farm comes with from the new farmer, and I want to mow one of the two fields that we bought, and to show you the only other thing on this map that I don't like, or actually probably the only thing on this map. I like everything else, but I also liked everything else in 22. So if you're comparing the 22 to 25, this is an accurate remake of a map that came out fairly late into 25's history, and I never got to finish playing it, for mainly because when I started playing it, I played for a little while. I got 50 to 100 hours into it, and then the author released an update to the map that caused a new save. And I was like, maybe I'll go back and do it. I never did. Just never went back to it. So let's do this. I want to see one thing, actually. Sorry, let's get out of here. Actually, no, we could just tabbed. We're going to see if the harvester can navigate the base game worker. If the base game worker, because I don't have enhanced vehicle or courseplay installed, if the base game worker can navigate that barley field. I don't think they can. I'm going to try. I'm going to set a worker off and see what happens. Connect. Disconnect. I'm just pulling it out of the shed. I'm not going to even use it. If I want to do a contract or something, I might. All right, let's see if the base game worker can harvest this field. I don't think they can, but I'm gonna see what happens. How good is your AI? Let's find out. This is a small harvester, so I think we're gonna have to do like 4 headlands. So it has enough room to turn around. And look, it is creating islands around the windmills. I don't know. It looks like it might work. Okay. Go. It's going to unfold. And take off. Alright, we're going to let him go. We're going to go back to the farm real quick. Bring the Massey back to the farm, get him on the trailer. So this is the route from the shop to the and again, like, see what I'm saying about this, like the way the roads are done? Like, that is, I can understand how it works. It's playable, but I feel like it could be so much better. I feel like if you just turned these roads into the terrain decals, this whole map would feel better. And maybe I'll go in and do it myself and see what it looks like. Maybe it's going to be terrible. I don't know. Maybe if I ever play on this map, I'm going to go in and fix that terrain decal thing. Because right now I feel like I'm like on a pedestal. And it just doesn't feel right. But let's zoom back to the farm. And get going. This map is also going to be really good for contracts. There's lots and lots of grass fields. So lots of different kind of grass contracts. You'd probably see the really rare tedding contracts more often on this map because there's so many grass fields. Which would be good if you like that kind of stuff. Harvester looks like he's doing okay, so he made it around the corner, so that's something. I'm just going to zoom up like this. I'm not going to collect straw, I don't care. I'll leave him doing what he's doing. The trailer, if you're ever looking for it, the map comes with a Flegel trailer right here. I'm still getting not very good. I'm still not good at all for backing up with the wheel. Just because the controls are weird. This guy's probably going to be getting full because this is a huge field. And I imagine he's going to get full pretty soon. How full is he? No, he's not full yet. So maybe he'll make it. We'll see. Let's switch over to this one. Let's get this header trailer out of the way before I run into it. Oh, see? Not very good at backing up. Oh, almost had it. The one thing I think I need to do is there's a setting that I have currently turned on called stop and go braking. And what stop and go braking does is it basically, when you're reversing to reverse, you basically just hold down the brake pedal. It's because I don't have a shifter and I don't want to have a shifter. So the problem is that means when I'm reversing, I'm using the brake to go backwards and the gas to stop going backwards, so forward and back. It's a little bit odd, and it makes for my muscle memory for driving a real car is a little bit off. So like right here when I'm backing up, I'm using the brake to back up, not the gas. And so I might switch it over to the other style, which is going to have an actual gas. Now, if I didn't have crop destruction turned on, you're going to destroy your fields all the time on this map. This map was hell to play in 22 because I was playing it it's usually to avoid the fences and just drive through the hedges. Alright, let's unfold. Oh nice, it did an unfold all. That's cool. I'm glad I set that up. Now one thing I want to check, if we look, okay, I gotta look here. Okay, see the size of the fields? This is the edge of the field. If I mow too close to the hedge, which goes in the middle here, is it going to make this field bigger? That's what I want to know. Oh, wait. The front one wasn't on. So this is my field. I'm going to mow just inside the hedge. I'm going to go right up to the hedge. Question is it making the field bigger? It's not. Oh, that's cool. All right, so that's good. That was one thing I was worried about. I was worried if it was going to actually create a field in between. But it's not. Here's my problem about this map. This is one of the biggest things that turns me off of this map. Is this texture right here. That looks like hay. It doesn't look like cut grass. And I don't know why I'm having so many problems with cut grass in FS25. But like even the cut meadow in Giants stuff, it also just looks weird. It looks wrong. It doesn't look like real grass when you cut it. It looks like something else. It looks more like a crop when you cut it, not like grass. And I understand that grass is a crop, blah, blah, blah. But this looks like hay to me. And if we come in and ted it, it turns to look like straw. And that decision, I don't agree. I think this is the hay texture. This should be the hay texture. The grass texture should not be this dark. I just not a big fan. Not a big fan. It is what it is. I mean, it's just, you know, it's whatever the map author decided. But this customization, this was also on a couple other UK-based maps, and maybe this is how it is in the UK. So if anyone here in chat is from the UK, or anyone who sees this video later on, you're from the UK, if you could let me know, I'm honestly intrigued. Because this look has been on multiple maps now. One of the other maps that it was on in 22, that I literally didn't play them. I started playing the map, I saw the grass look like this, and I was like, I can't take that, I'm not playing this map. Was another one of these kind of like rolling hill, perfect for Josh maps. Which was, gosh, what was it? Is the one that Crustu just did a challenge on, right before the end of 22. What map was that? And now I can't think of it. But it was a map similar to this with big rolling hills, big open fields. But when you cut the grass, it was this brown, gross color. This one is a little bit better because it's actually hay colored. But the stark difference of, like, when you're mowing, where you have bright green grass and not bright green grass, the Northern Ireland map, exactly. I just don't remember the name of it. It's not Moss Valley. No, it's it was like it was a Northern Ireland map, and it was like, it was very hilly. I really liked that Ireland map, but this part of it turned me off it. Steering assist, okay. Go. It does. It looks like calf hay. It's just, you know, and of course I could be completely wrong. If this is what it looks like over there, and I'm just applying my American sensibilities to how something should look, and it really is like this, correct me. I would love to be corrected. But I don't know. It's just, to me, it just looks off. It does look off. It just doesn't look right. And I don't think you can get from ultra bright, ultra vibrant grass and get to... Where are you going? Oh, it wants me to go on this line. Ultra dim grass all at once. I think this is what hay should look like. Oh, Jay, you're from the UK? Thanks for letting me know. Is calf hay an actual thing? Is it an actual crop? And if so, I would love to know if it's this bright green, and does it turn this same muted color, barf colored grass when you cut it. Because for me, this is something that turns me off of the map. This is a reason why I would not play the map. Because one of my favorite things in Farm Sim is grass. And doing grass work. And if the grass work just turns me off, that's going to turn me off of the whole map, unfortunately. Just being honest, you know. Oh, cool. It has a little, like, cutout to go around the tree. That's nice. Yeah, so, and I posted this into his Discord, so, VR Modding has his Discord open right now. He is accepting bug reports from people. He did put this out for beta testing publicly. Unlike some other map authors, which are not doing things publicly, they're doing things very privately, which is fine. Every map author can do whatever you want. But a new cut, fresh off the cut, in the middle of August, does not look like this. It's going to look super bright green. And in the US, it might look like this if you were mowing grass that's already brown. So, you know how in FS25 we have this new brown grass, right? Where in the fall, this is what I would expect to see when I cut the grass in the fall. I would expect to see what comes out of the mower being very dim and dark and not bright green. But we have the opposite problem right now. We have the opposite problem right now on like Riverbend Springs and in base game maps, where when the grass changes color over time, it changes color and you end up mowing what looks like brown grass, and then it outputs green out of the mower, which just like, what the heck's going on? And so I feel like there's a little bit of maybe work that needs to be done in adjusting some of that stuff. It's more room for me to maybe, you know, provide something to the community that maybe can make things better. Maybe I can step in and fix some of that stuff. I don't know. But this, on this map, if this is the way this map is, I'm not going to play this map without fixing this one issue. If VR doesn't fix it, I'll fix it myself. And switch it back to the cut layer being the base game grass called cut layer. Yeah, until it dries. I get that. It should look different when it dries. 100%. I 100% agree. That's how hay drying looks or works, right? Let's see. Do we have another? You know what? We can use the Merlot. Let's go see if this map. I don't know if it does. Can we just do like this, and then just like hire a worker? Can I just do 2 headlands? Okay. Go. So you're going to want to do the headlands first? I'm going to see if the worker just can take over for me. I doubt it. Where are you going, dude? I guess this map would work really well for workers. Because, what's this guy doing? Alright, let's go get the Merlot. Oh, actually, let's go empty out. Let's go empty out the tractor. Did he actually make it around almost the whole time? Wow, the grain bin, is this one pass or 2? This is gotta only be 1 pass. Yeah, he's still on the first pass. Well, I'd like to see how much grain, if we can figure it out in the time we have left. I wonder how much grain is going to be in this. No, he's on his 2nd pass. Look at that. This thing holds a lot more grain than I thought. Or we're getting less yield than I thought. We're going to get the Merlot and go get a tedder, or buy a tractor and go get a tedder. Over here. One nice thing about this map is that it right near your main farm, you have a forest. You can do forestry. So if you want to do some forestry, perfected these turns when I was playing this map for a while. And found all the shortcuts. A plow, cultivator, Bednar seeder. An interesting set of equipment. Doesn't the PDA photo have images of cut grass fields? Yes, it does. And they are brighter green than the cut green in the game. So, just to be fair. Alright, so this is the Tedder. With the Merlot. He sets you up with a nice set of equipment. Similar equipment to what was there in 22. Almost exactly the same, except for, you know, like the John Deere bale wrapper wasn't a thing in 22, so I believe it was a Kloss bale wrapper. A mixture of equipment, not all one brand. So depending on whether you like that or not, that's the way it is. Let's unfold, and then I'll show you what the tedded grass looks like. This is again where it just bothers me. And if we look at the satellite photo, here we go. So the satellite photo, I wonder if this is why he made the cut fields look the way they did. Like, this field looks cut, but it's still green. It's not yellow. But these look like they were cut, windrowed, and dried. And they were left to dry for a while. But if you look, they're still green right by the windrows. Right? And so I'm wondering if he was taking this look, right? And it was like, oh, this is the way it is. So I'm going to make all my grass fields look like that when they're freshly cut. But like this field looks like it's freshly cut. But these look like they're cut and dried. Do you see that? And I feel like maybe the satellite photo was taken in the fall, and that's why he did the colors the way he did it. So you can see all these satellite photos of the cut grass. These are all grass fields. So maybe that's why he did it that way. I don't know. I mean, again, it's up to the map author themselves. I'm not a big fan of it. So, and it's easy enough to change. So yeah. And then if we TED it, look what's coming out of the Tedder. So I'll zoom out in a second. So the Tedder is showing dark green grass coming out of the Tedder. And then what's showing up on the ground? Brown. Like dark brown. Like, he customized the hay color on this map also. And he left it with this like I don't know, puke ground hay color? I don't know. I mean, that doesn't look like hay to me. This looks like hay. This looks like straw, or like halfway between straw and forage. Like, the colors just look off. I just don't get why that decision was made. And I'll show you the other thing. So I'm going to do like one pass around the outside with this, and then we'll get the windrower and do the windrowing. And I haven't seen what the windrows look like yet, but I think they look the same. I love the fact that you can take your telehandler into the field and do some tedding. I love that they included a Merlot in the base game. I think that's great. I'm gonna have to customize this one and make sure it's nice and black. It does look like a lighter version of forage, or it looks like halfway between straw and forage. But in all honesty, I think that these are intentional changes. So these are definitely not base game colors. It's not how the base game looks. We know at this point in FS22's or 25's like history so far what it looks like on the base game maps. This is obviously one of the first modded maps. This is the first modded map I've seen, or I've actually cut grass on with fields. Obviously, I've been doing those map tours, but I haven't actually done any field work on any of those maps. So I would assume that if these fields are this way, and the grass and the colors are this way, that's a customization that that VR Modding made, and he made this customization intentionally. If you made it intentionally, I'm assuming there's a reason. I don't necessarily understand the reason, but I'm assuming there's a reason. So, you know, it's just, to me, it looks off, not correct. I like how the worker, I don't know if you guys caught that, the worker finished that little extra corner that I skipped over when I was mowing the field, and then he went and just continued where I left off. Did you notice that? That's some crazy worker logic, in all honesty. Like, that's not worker logic we've ever seen before. To realize, oh, hey, you missed a spot, let me get that for you. To go get that spot perfectly, and then continue basically where I left off. That's what the worker did. Alright. Lift up. Fold it up. Let's go get the windrower and maybe the baler. We're just going to drive across the wheat field. We don't have crop destruction on, so we're just going to do that. But if you're going to use the base equipment, give yourself a whole day just to harvest this wheat field. This wheat field takes a while. I've done it before with whatever came with the map originally. It takes a while. If you can, I would say, or if you're choosing your own equipment, maybe upgrade the header. Because, yeah, it's not big enough. Rambo, welcome in. Thanks for being here. You wonder if what type of grass grows, like what strain of grass grows where the map is set? Yeah, I wonder too. And I mean, and that's what I was saying. Like, maybe it is that way. Maybe I don't know enough. You know, I admit that I have no idea what it's like there. I've never been there. So, I do know that when Scroff was touring this map, he made a comment that he actually lives, because this is based on a real location. Scroft actually lives like 20-30 minutes from where this map is set. Which is pretty cool. So let's see what happens when we windrow this. Does the Merlot have enough power to pull a windrower? Looks like it does. It's just, I don't know. I don't know what to think. Ugh. I don't know what to think here, folks. I really don't. Like, that doesn't look like hay. That looks like, I don't know. I don't know what that looks like. Doesn't look like hay, though. I don't know if you can see in the overhead view here, because I'm a little bit overhead view. You can see the difference between the actual border of the field and the outside border that's not a field. I think that means that, because this is the first map I've noticed it on, I think that means that the problem we used to have with grass everywhere might not still be a thing. But I'd have to look into the map and see how he built the map, because he might have just like 2 crops, grass and grass 2, and the fields are grass, and the outsides are grass 2 or something, and they're both they look exactly the same. Which is actually what I told him to do, or I suggested to him to do, to fix the problem that was there before. I don't know if Farm Sim 25 still has the issue, quote unquote issue, depending on how you look at it and who you are, that if you mow a field that was painted with regular grass, like regular crop grass, if the map author paints with crop grass, if it still creates a field or makes fields bigger when you mow it. I don't know if that's the case. I haven't looked at the map files for this map at all, so I can't tell you the answer. But as I get into bringing prairie grass back, I will definitely find out. All right, let's Merlot is struggling a little bit to pull the windrower and drive up a hill and drive over grass. It's struggling a little bit. How's the hill here? It's not that much of a hill. It's doing its job, though. Let's quick jump over to this guy. And empty out the harvester. Oh, look, we got perfect timing. The harvester's like already got its signal on. If I stay right here and I back up properly, I'm just going to be right in the right place to empty him out as he drives up this hill. Okay, I've got this floored. I'm trying to make it up this hill. I have the pedal to the floor. Yeah, I'm really glad that Merlot got added. I'm missing some of the other things that were not in base game. Like, there was a really nice JCB telehandler in base game before, and it's not here anymore. I'm a little bit bummed that that one got taken out. I know that I've seen mods, and I already have one, for the JCB Agri Pro telehandler, but it's not great. It's just a quick convert by somebody. Pedal to the floor, I swear. I'm not going to be able to catch up with this harvester. I'm too full. It's not going to happen. I'm not even full. I'm like 16. I just don't have the power to get up these hills. So that's fair. I'm in a Massey 7. If we look at our vehicles. Wait, am I blocking the harvester? I'm blocking the harvester. Can you empty? No, he's gonna back up. Let's look at the vehicles real quick. Here. I'm still getting better at it. I'm getting there. Massey Ferguson. This is a 165 horsepower tractor. So to work on these hills, you're going to be wanting 200 horsepower or more to get up these hills. Just saying. Just keep that in mind. This Massey may look big, but this is probably the lower horsepower version. There's probably an upgrade that we can get. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. Just do slow, 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 slow. Nice. Nice. This trailer is picked specifically for this farm. Because if you have a tilting trailer, it would not work on this farm. It's just not going to work. I like this Fleagle. And it's just ready for me to paint it. To paint it black. Wait, why am I not turned on? Oh, look, the windrower works in reverse. Just so you know. Come on, get going. We're blocking the worker. He wants to get back to work. Exactly. Thank goodness for modded tractors. Our JCB probably wouldn't have a problem. But I can't wait to get my hands on this Merlot. Paint it black. Give it some more power. It's a little bit low on the power. Give it some better wheels. Get rid of this ugly randed Merlot green. But that kind of turn is why it works great for this. Can I wait, what am I doing? What are you doing? Okay. What are you doing? No. What are you doing? I'm driving. I'm driving, not the AI. I'm not doing it very good at driving, but I'm driving. What happens if you just mess with it with the Merlot? Does it work? Yeah, it does. Oh, that's where my line is? I'm loading it to the wrong line. I'm an idiot. I just wanted to get a couple lines of the hay or grass. I want to get a one or two passes of the grass tedded. Because I want to bale them, and I want to bale the hay, and I want to bale the grass, and I have a feeling, it's just a feeling. I don't know if he actually also updated the bale textures, right? Because that's something you have to do if you're going to customize what the texture or color of the grass is. You also have to customize the bales, otherwise it looks inconsistent. So I'm gonna see if VR modding did intentionally change the color, and if he did, was he also consistent in changing the color of the bales also? We'll see. He might have. You got the workers done too. We'll use that tractor for the baler. I don't think the Merlot's going to be able to pull it. Does anyone else have any other questions about the map you want me to look at? Maybe something I can drive by and do? Any questions about the map that that you're curious about? But as I said, it does look almost exactly as it looked like in 22. So if you really want to do your own tour of it, and you're on like console or something, you can just go tour the 22 version. It's pretty much the same. My best turnaround yet. All right, do this right here, and go back to AI worker. Hit OK, and hire the AI worker. I don't know what he's going to do. Don't care. Get this guy. Fold up our tractor, or fold up our stuff. Head back to the farm. And get that baler. Now, I haven't actually used this baler yet, so I don't know how good it is. But we're going to find out soon. I think everyone, not just me, but everyone, when you start playing on this map, you're just going to drive. You're just going to start driving through all of the hedges. Because the thing with the hedges, though, and I wish he would change this. So if I'm going to drive through a hedge, I want foliage bending to happen. So I don't just want the hedge not to have collisions. I want something to happen. And so if I would build a map that had hedges you could drive through like this, I would probably want to build those hedges. Can I even make it in here? Just barely, huh? When I play this map, I totally cut out a corner of this field to have more turnaround space in front of this shed, because that's not enough room to get in and out of the shed to drop stuff off. But, like, there's nothing that happens with the hedges. I would prefer, like, to see my tractor run over them and then pop back up. Oh, that's a good call. Let's find out. Let me find out for you. Construction. No. There's not many grass textures. There's not many textures on the map. And I can't paint over the hedges. And I can't... They're just there permanently. So that, I guess that's one other downside to this map. If you like customizing things, the hedges are permanent. Which is a little bit of a bummer. I know that's the way he built them. But these hedges are actually one of the bushes that you can paint. So it would take a long time to do, but you could go through the entire map and repaint the entire map. All the hedges, repaint all of the hedges, but using... Which one is it? Let's see. Not that one. This one? Yeah, see? These hedges are almost like this bush right here. It's close. That's a shorter version. I don't know if we can find the actual version. No, those are super bright green. But what I would do, if I was him, and I wanted these hedges here, I would take whatever model this is, and turn it into a hedge, and then paint the hedges in just like they are. I could probably be a little bit more, like, graceful with the curves, because I believe these are not that. Or I would set the hedges as a fence, right? So you can get fences. But there's no hedge fences yet in the game, as far as I know. This worker is... he's not liking this area. I don't know where you're going, dude. Oh, you're going on that line? Is my tractor in the way? And then this is going to be like a mixed windrow, which will just drive the baler nuts. So I'm not even going to bother with that windrow. Alright. Let's, oh, tractor. Yeah, I would, like, set them up so they would flop down and back up. So at least there's some, like, something that happens. But I also, knowing how much work that is, I know how much work that would be. To go through a map this size and replace all of the hedges that I put in as placeables, so they're a placeable object in the map. And they're built in segments, kind of like a fence. And to replace all of them with actual digital assets would take a long time. That's hours upon hours. That's an entire weekend worth of work on this map. With the number of hedges that are on this map, to rebuild with existing bushes so that it looks almost the same, that's a significant amount of work. And so I doubt he's going to do that. Personally, I would prefer it, but I doubt he's going to do that. All right, first of all, let's bale the straw. Or the grass. Sorry, I keep calling it the wrong thing. I haven't used this baler yet. I know it's a bale wrapper, but hopefully that's not going to cause a problem. Do I need to stop? Oh, I do need to stop. Okay. Hold on. Unwrap. How do I unwrap? I can't unwrap bales? What the hell? Oh, that sucks. Okay, fine. We're gonna have to go get a different baler to be able to bale the grass to see the color of the grass bales. Because that one I can't unwrap. It does look close in color, though. So I think I think he might have customized the bales also. So hats off to him for remembering that. We'll have to get a different baler to test that out. I'm missing my round baler thing. Okay, let's look at this one. Look at the sun. I mean, it's definitely more brown. Yeah, he totally recolored the bales. That's a new bale color. New bale color. I haven't used this one yet. Bye. Yes. Okay, whatever. Don't care. We're just testing. I just saw that. Right as I tabbed away. Totally an HR violation. Oh, wrong one. What field are we on? What field are we on? We're mowing... Where are we? We're over here. Field 53. I'm surprised the worker got back to work. I mean, he missed the whole chunk, but he did get back to work. Do I have to unfold this baler? Can I just turn it on? Nope, don't have to unfold the baler. Just turn it on. And let's see if the grass bales actually match this grass color that's on the ground. I would say yes. I would say that he changed the grass color, the bale color too. That looks pretty close. It's a little bit darker because it's compressed, but that's pretty close. So yeah, it looks like he did a full customization of the grass textures. And it... Am I like in this guy's way again? Yeah, I am. Sorry, dude. Just go do your work. Sorry. So it looks like he did customize the bale colors and the grass texture. I'd be curious to see if the wintertime textures. I'd be curious to see if the wintertime textures, also like this super green grass turns brown. So we might go ahead and just sleep a couple months. That's kind of the last thing I want to see actually. So let's run up to the house and sleep. I'm gonna sleep for a couple months, and I want to see if this super bright green grass, does it get brown in the wintertime. That is a feature that FS released in like as part of like the base game. As now it's part of the base game, but it was part of the Hay and Forge DLC. Is that right? No, Silver on Forest. It was part of Silver on Forest that when they released that. And to do that, it's an extra XML file in your grass configuration. So if he has custom grass configurations, which it appears that he does, if the grass stays this bright green over time, which it looks like it is, it's not getting brown. Let's turn up our time. And just for reference, what we'll do here is we're going to come in here, come over here, construction, and I'm going to paint in some meadow, which is right here. Oh, it looks like he customized the meadow too. Oh, so the meadow and the grass are the same. So all of the base game stuff is gone. So his meadow is the same grass, and the grass are almost are the same texture. Okay. All right, let's go sleep again. Let's go one more night. If we get to October, we should see the brown grass if it's going to be here. I'm actually just waiting for someone to figure out the grass change and have it be not so severe. So still super bright green grass. We're into November. The bushes are brown. The grass is still super bright green. So that answers that last question. So it seems like VR has customized the grass texture, but he has not included that new XML file that makes the grass look brown over time. I would personally love to see, especially for like a UK map, I would love to see, and this is something that I'm planning on looking into, I just haven't had time to do it yet, is can you make a more gradual change than what's in the base game? So like, what's in the base game, what's on Hutan and Riverbend, and all the base game maps, and of course New Frontier, because that's using base game grass, is they have this grass that goes to be almost brown, like dirt brown in the middle of winter. And I get that you are showing a transition of time. I think it's overdone. Personally, my feeling, I think it's overdone, especially based on some of these locations. Like, you know, if you're in the UK, I don't think grass ever gets dirt brown. Personally. Where's somebody was here earlier, Jay's Virtual Game. If you're still here, does the grass, like the regular everyday grass, does it get dirt brown in the wintertime? It doesn't in the US. In California, it gets like almost a hay color or like a straw color in the winter, and that's fine. But this dirt brown color, I've never seen dirt brown grass, and that's kind of what they've given us. So I'm missing that level of customization. So maybe I'll mess with Moss Valley. His hedges change color. His custom hedges, which are definitely the old style hedges. These are very low poly hedges. These are probably from FS22 or FS19. If you look at them next to the bushes that we painted, the quality level is way lower for these. Like, you can see that they're completely flat. So I don't know. Maybe it's something to mess with. Maybe it's something to mess with. But the question Model Houseman asked, and we'll leave you with the answer to that question, is yes. I am planning on bringing my prairie grass to FS25. I haven't done it yet. I'm planning on it. I just haven't gotten there yet. But I'm planning on doing it, and I don't know if it'll be exactly like the old prairie grass. I might just bring it over straight over because it looked really great the way it was. I might try to add some little bit of color shift to it over the seasons, but nothing as severe as what Giants has done to the main grass. And I'll probably use that grass or this grass here on this map as a test. But that's actually going to be it for me tonight. We've had a fun little tour. We tested out a bunch of stuff. In all honesty, if what would make this map perfect for me is a little better colors for the grass. Just grass in general. There's so much grass on this map that I feel like the grass only looks perfect like 2 months out of the year. The rest of the year it just looks off. It's too green, too bright green, and then the cut color is just too dry. There's it feels like there's a middle ground somewhere. And then the hedges. I would really like, if you're going to have hedges that don't have collisions, which I prefer, don't get me wrong, I prefer them with no collisions, at least update them to be newer hedges that move when you drive through them, right? That's fair. But other than that, I love the map. This view, honestly, the sight lines that you can see anywhere from the main farm are just amazing. And that's my favorite part of this map. So maybe I'll actually play this map once it gets released. Maybe I'll mess around with it before I play with it. Who knows? We'll see. But that's going to be it for me tonight. I want to say thank you for everyone for coming in for the stream. We've had 19 viewers still here. Amazing. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to hit that like button. Let YouTube know that you are liking and enjoying the content. And I'll catch everyone next time. Maybe sometime Friday or Saturday for something else. We'll see. Thanks for being here. Catch everyone later. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.